Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. I'm AC and today I'm going to walk you through this 2023 Winnebago Adventure Wagon. If you've been watching our channel this week, you've noticed we've done a couple of these. We all kind of chose a theme. I'm doing kind of a sports theme today. I'm going to start on the outside and then I'll explain my theme to you guys. But this is going to be on the Sprinter chassis. Now this is still the two-wheel drive 3-liter V6. You're going to get 188 horsepower, 325 pound-feet of torque. We're going to have our steel wheels up here on the front, our fixed running board with a tie-down ring on both sides. You're going to have one on both ends if you want to tie down a bike or, leash your pet for a little bit. As you can see, this is, like I said, a 1-ton chassis, so we're going to have dual wheels on the back. We do have a couple windows on the side here. We have one on the back and then one on the sliding door up front. Back here, we're going to have our backup camera up top, 5,000 pound receiver hitch, and a 7-pin connector. All right, back here, I kind of want to show you, this is on the longer chassis, so it's a 170 wheelbase, and we got a ton of space in here as far as cargo is concerned. So you can see without anything under the garage here, we have the L-track here you can use to tie stuff down with. We have some tie-down rings that come in, included with the unit. You have your EcoFlow battery packed. Everything in here is modular, so I'm going to point that out here in a little bit when we go inside, but you can actually move this over to this side, you can put it on this side. It all depends on where it fits best for your trip, but you can take this out as well if you're not going to be using it and leave it in the garage, so you'll have a lot more storage space. Plenty of room in here for kayaks, paddle boards. Again, wherever you're going, you can kind of adjust this so that it fits everything you're going to carry with you. We work our way around the driver's side. You'll see another small window on the rear end there. We're going to have a smaller fixed running board up here for the driver. As I mentioned, this is a Sprinter, so it is a diesel engine. Your fuel is here. You're going to have 24.5 gallons of fuel. Right here, you're going to have your fuses for your chassis. Always make sure if something's not working, always check fuses first. Your seat is adjustable. You've got backrest. You can adjust here the base. They are heated as well. And then you have power mirrors on both sides. All of your lights right here. You can actually dim your dash right here. And then your hood release is going to be right here on the left side. All right, under the hood, as I mentioned, you've got a 3-liter V6, 188 horsepower turbo diesel. You're going to have your positive cable here, your terminal here, just in case you need a jump start or you need to give somebody a jump start. Your ground is right over here on that side. You also have easy access to your windshield wiper fluid, your coolant, and your DEF fluid. Engine oil goes right there. Again, plenty of room in here, easy to work around, get in there and do some basic maintenance. A nice little step area here if you need to climb up a little bit to reach your windshield to clean it. All right, now what I really like about these adventure wagons, I always joke around, tell people they're way better than a tent. Well, they are. But they're also really versatile. So if I was going camping, this might be what the setup looks like. So depending on how many kids I'm taking with me or how many guests, I might have this seat in here, I might take it out, or I might add additional seats. I'm gonna have my galley here with my 3-gallon water tank down here. There's also another spot here if you want to add another 3 gallons, so that's really cool. Depending on where you're going and what you're going to be doing on that trip, you can kind of adjust it. Your faucet is here. The hose from the water tank goes up through here, connects to this, and this is battery powered. It's really cool because you can move it from that side over to this side if you need to, depending on where your configuration is set up. I've got my Dometic refrigerator in here. And then my porta potty is located under this seat here. Now, that would be my camping setup, but honestly for me, I'm probably gonna do a lot more golfing this summer, and so if I was going golfing, I would be taking this stuff apart. So I would start by taking the bed out of here, and I've got a foursome. We're going golfing here after a little while, and so I got one of them helping me out here. So I would start by taking the cushions out. Now to remove the bed, you're gonna pinch these together, and actually there's a little latch. You got two latches underneath, one on each side that just pop up. That will allow you to kind of pinch those together. There's a strut right here that helps you open and close them so that it kind of pinches up against the wall, makes it really easy to move around. Now you're gonna have three different panels here. So you're gonna have to remove all three of those if you want to. You can see it's pretty easy to move these around, especially if you have help. Thank you, Mark. So now you can see we've got a ton of room in here. Plenty of room for your guests. Now, if I was going to go on the road, I would probably leave the porta potty at home. If I was going to take a foursome out golfing, I would move the galley back. I would add a seat. Thank you, Mark. So these seats here you can put anywhere on this L track. And so I'm going to set this one up right here. They're pretty simple to do. You just pop these into the slots, and then you're going to move these handles forward. That's going to lock them into place. And now you're set. You got plenty of room for your group to go golfing. You can actually walk around a little bit. I got plenty of room here. Now, if your group is like my group, you're all you're 50, but you act like you're 12. I might be slapping the guy in front of me while he's driving, so they might want to move my seat a little further back. Now, as far as your golf clubs, we got plenty of room. I mentioned these tie-down rings here. They come in really handy. A couple bungees. Keeps them nice and secure while you're going down the road. Thank you, Mark. You know, one of the biggest worries I have, and most golfers have, is when you're going golfing and you don't want your equipment getting damaged. So here you can actually keep them standing up. You got room for more if you really wanted to. I could move the refrigerator back here. I could leave this at home, put two more seats back here, and two more in the back if you really wanted to. So depending on the size of your group, you got plenty of room back here for either, you know, just two people to go golfing, four, you can do two groups of four. Your refrigerator is a 12-volt fridge. So you can actually plug it in to the outlet right here while you're going down the road. That'll draw for your batteries on your chassis batteries. Once you park, you're gonna play a round of golf. Depending on how good your golfing group is, it could be 4 hours or it could be 7, right? If you're not very good. So hopefully you make those guys do a scramble. Don't make them slow everybody down. So while you're parked, you can actually move this or actually leave it here, and you can plug in from there to here, and that'll run off your battery pack while you're parked. So really cool. You got these mule bags up here that also come in really handy for all of your gear. Oh. So it's got magnets up here. So you got all of these meal bags. You can choose what you want to put in here. Extra golf balls, again, if your group is going to take 7 hours, you probably need a lot of extra golf balls. You can carry a lot of Callaways, Titleists, whatever you prefer. Now, another cool thing about having a van like this for a golfing outing is Colorado, right now it's snowing. My tee time could be in 30 minutes, it could be in 2 hours. So if I get there early, I might want to warm up. Instead of waiting inside the clubhouse, like we can hang out here, we could, you know, we do have a cooler for your Gatorades or other beverages. You got a nice hangout area, and if you really wanted to, I'll show you. All right, cool feature in here. You know, I got buddies that go to play Pebble Beach once in a while, and they say sometimes the waiting, you got to get there at 6 in the morning to get a tee time. I mean, it can get kind of crazy. So while you're waiting, why not wait in your adventure wagon? You want to get an edge on your competition, right? You want to beat your buddies. You might as well practice a little bit, and you can actually do this with your heat on. You can shut the door. They won't even know that you're practicing. Now, I said Pebble Beach, but I think this is probably more like Augusta because of the slope rating right now. It's gonna come back to me. Oh my goodness, that was horrible. I might be the guy that slows the group up today. You can park your van on an uphill, a side hill. You can work on different angles here on your putting. So I got to try that one more time, guys. That was horrible. I at least got to try to keep it on the carpet. Nope. Ah. All right. I'm going to blame it on the slope. Tony, if you're watching, don't get too excited. I'm still going to beat you. So, cool feature. Again, your toilet, your porta potty. Just kind of hangs out in there. You can choose if you're going to leave it in for the golf outing. Maybe if you're going to be waiting outside, depending on who you have with you, you might want to keep that in. If not, you take it out, put it in the garage, and put it back in there when it's time to go to your camp trip. Next, I'm going to put this up, and I'll go through the cab area for you, show you the Mercedes side of it up front. Let me just put up my putting green. Another cool way you can use this is for all you soccer moms, soccer dads. Again, while you're waiting, I actually went to a soccer match in Grand Junction a couple weeks ago, and it was colder than it is today. Would have been nice to have this out in the parking lot to wait in. We would have had food. You could have had, you know, a lot of stuff going on in here. So a lot of other uses besides golf and camping. All right, up front, as you can see, I have the heater on. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. I've got the van running. I've got the heater on. This, because you don't have a fresh tank or a gray tank, right? Your fresh tank is under the sink. You don't have to worry about your plumbing freezing, which is really cool, especially here in Colorado. There's also not an onboard furnace other than this one. So you can keep your van running, turn on the heat here, or because you have that EcoFlow battery pack, you can carry a little heater, plug it in, plenty of heat to keep this warm. For those of you that like to ski, plenty of room for your snowboards, all of your gear, and you don't have to worry about your stuff freezing overnight while you're spending the night there. You can still set up your bed. A lot of cool options with this van. Up front, we're going to have our touchscreen. You can access your phone, your navigation, of course your radio. You can go to apps. You can go to your smartphone and connect your Apple. You can go to Android Auto. You're always going to have a home button, and you're always going to have a back arrow depending on which menu you're on. So you can use touchscreen. You can also use the buttons down here. You want to access your camera. Volume controls here, back arrow and home. Down here are your AC and heating units are your controls. Let's not put the air conditioner on. Hazard lights are right in the center here. Plenty of cup holders. Again, we've got a cooler back there, but so you're gonna need some cups. Down under here is where your key fob goes while you're driving down the road. This has a power door on it, so you can open and close it with the button here. There's also a button on the inside and on the outside by pulling the handle. Both of these seats will swivel around, so it can give you, again, depending on how you have this configured. Let's move it forward. If you're hanging out and you're waiting for your tea time, you can turn these seats around. You can move those backwards. You can play some cards. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can do, which is, again, the one thing I really like. I'm not joking, well, still kind of joking. It's a lot better than the tent. I grew up with nothing but tents. This would have been awesome. This would be like a castle now, but it's really flexible. All the modular equipment in the back that you can move around just makes this super, super versatile. So up front, you got steering wheel controls. You're gonna have on the right side a mouse pad here. You can work your stereo. You can make your phone calls. On the left side here, you can work your screen right there. Set your cruise control. This does have adaptive cruise, so you can set that and then set the car lengths. You see right here, you can adjust how many car lengths you want to stay behind the vehicle in front of you. So again, if you got 4 50-year-old teenagers in here going on a golf trip, you might want to set that so that you're paying attention in case you're not paying attention. Your shifter is right here. Wipers on this side. I mentioned you have your power seats here. I always recommend and still recommend on this van that you set one of the settings, the memory settings, so that it adjusts the seats when it's time to turn swivel your seats around. That way you're not having to fight with how far forward. I got to lift up, backrest, that kind of stuff. So set memory 3 or memory 2 for that. Make your life a lot easier. Under here, we're going to have our wireless charging station. You're also going to have a couple USB type C's. Actually, there's 3 in there, and then there's a 12-volt outlet. And then on both sides, passenger and driver, nice little glove box up here for whatever, extra golf balls again. Whatever you want to put in there that's going to make your trip more enjoyable. Fire extinguisher, I forgot to mention, there's a fire extinguisher right behind the passenger seat. And that is the 2023 Adventure Golf Wagon. So this unit is available. If you're interested in it, give me a call. It's stock number 5U240557, sorry. So it is available. Give me a call. Shoot me a text or an email. Si hablo español, me pueden hablar al 720-276-4241. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you get a lot of birdies on your next outing.